Hi guys, Matt Gunnifson here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. On this video, we're going to show some sample family portrait poses, and this is going to give you some good ideas, some just general ways to start, so you can start posing families and just things to watch out for. I'll kind of maybe point out some of the mistakes that I'm making here, because I'm continual learning. It's a learning process, but I'm also going to kind of focus here on just kind of showing you the shapes of the heads, the spacing between the heads, and just what makes generally good posing overall. This is a little bit different pose than I normally do. Because Dad is tall, he's going to be sitting on a short stool. This little girl, she's not so tall, she's going to be sitting on a taller stool. And sometimes with women, they prefer to be in the back, and since mom's the decision maker, I'm going to put her in the back. And overall, this is a pretty good pose. There's kind of, if I had more people and taller adults, obviously I'd put them here and over here, and that would kind of fill in some of the space over here. But that's probably, it's just something different, something I could do, just to kind of change it up a little bit, and everybody's smiling. It's a pretty good pose, everybody's smiling, and that's what really matters. I could put someone right about here or so with their head right about here, and that would kind of create a shape right here. But nothing's perfect, and you just kind of try some different things. So overall, I'd say it's a pretty good pose. Let's see. Let's show. Okay, here we go. We've got Mom and the boys. Mom's got some pretty tall boys here. We're going to create a triangle shape with their heads. Nice looking photo. Um, got the little guy's hands in his pockets. The one thing I hear, this hand kind of straight onto the camera, so I might have it more, if I had done it differently, probably had his fingers right on the top on the shoulder there, and would make it look a little bit softer. Let me see if I can show you what I mean here. Um, Here's a good pose here. Speaking of which, I'll talk about that. But it's a good mom and son pose. Mom's sitting here, little guy's here. If I wanted to kind of bring it in a little bit closer and eliminate some of the space on the sides, I could kind of have tilt their heads in a little bit closer together, and then I could crop in more, which would take some of this out, take more of mom out, and like I say, women are pretty self-conscious, so the more you can take out some of this stuff, probably the better for them. Let's see. Let's move on. What else we got here? Okay, here's that same couple now, or that same family. Now this time we've got them standing, and overall it's pretty good. I have a little bit of staggering heights on the heads, and that's good. If all their heads were straight line, that would probably be bad. That's it's probably a pretty good one. I think that's easy to make and easy to sell. Here we've got Mom and the girls, and the only thing I saw on this one is I probably have Mom sit up more straight and tall. It looks a little bit like she's leaning down, but notice how I've got everyone profile. She's not straight on the camera, and she's not either. She's pretty well straight on the camera. That's okay. She's in the back. Overall, that's a pretty good one. Let's see. Let's move on. Okay. Now notice the shape of the heads that we create here. We create an oval shape. We've got staggering heights on the heads. Pretty good even space with the heads. That's a pretty good pose. The one thing I would do is try to watch out for this right here. Excuse me, the rolls and the bellies. I would try to have the women suck it in. Notice I have her arm here to cover her belly. That's probably a good thing, right? Overall, that's a pretty good pose. Pretty good pose. Okay, let's move on. So here we go. Here's a good pose for family where Dad's sitting, and he's got his little guy right here sitting on his leg. Little girl's right here. She's probably standing on something taller to make her a little bit taller, so her height is closer. And notice the shape we've created here. This is a diamond shape with the heads. That's a good-looking shape of the heads. Okay, here's one of the classic poses I do, where Dad is sitting here on the taller stool, Mom is sitting here on the lower stool. That's often what I'll do. Since I had a dog here, I had the Dad spread his leg here and just put the dog right in here, and I think that's a pretty good place for the dog. And given the heights of these kids, this is a pretty good place for him. If she was a taller girl, her head might be right about here, and that might make like the ideal, most perfect shape. But everybody's smiling and looking. That's a good pose. That's what matters. And Mom's covered up by the little guy here in the belly area, where often women are self-conscious. So it's a pretty good one as well. Okay, here's a little different pose here. We've got Dad sitting on this taller stool. He's got his foot on this lower stool, and then his knee is up here at an angle, a triangle angle. His arm is making a triangle. Her arm's making a triangle. her arms making a triangle. So we got a triangle thing going here, and then we've got sort of like a sort of like a triangle shape here with the heads. That's a pretty cool one. That's actually it's kind of like a what do they call that? A polygon. Forget it. I can't remember the trapezoid. I can't remember the name of it. I'm trying to look for. Okay, so again, we've got dad sitting here, mom sitting here. This is a nice looking family. They all dressed up in the same colors. It's a nice looking pose. Everybody was dressed really nice. Um, Again, we've kind of created their heads spacingly accordingly together. There's no shadow really in anyone's heads. Good lighting. It's a good pose. Okay, here's a little different one. Here you can have mom sitting on this stool here, and you have dad sitting on this stool right next to her. And again, we're creating a shape. And this little guy right here, he's probably standing on a step stool way back there. And we've created we've created a that shape that I can't remember the name of it, where trapezoid, I think that's what it's called, where there's a shorter line here and a longer line down here. Okay, so that's a pretty good one. Here's a nice one. We've got dad standing here or sitting here on this bench. Mom's up here. We've got taller girl here, shorter girl here. Again, we've created a nice looking shape here, triangle shape. Here's one with mom and the boys. And, oh yeah, this was taken in West Virginia. I actually remember this. We've got good shape here. We've got a diamond shape with the heads. And notice he's sitting profile. He's not sitting straight onto the camera. He's standing profile and he's standing profile. Mom's okay. She's kind of square, but, you know, it's okay. She's in the back. But by doing that, you know, it's not getting really big crotch shots. You know, one of the mistakes that I've had is I had this guy in front sitting straight onto the camera with his legs spread, and that just kind of makes a big crotch shot, and it draws your attention there, and so that's bad. So, you know, the football looks good. Maybe if I had been a little more conscious, I maybe would have the laces out. But overall, that's a pretty good pose. So let's move on. Okay, triangle shape. We've got this is something you can do with a teenage boy. He's pretty tall. I have him sit on this bench. Triangle shape, right? And oh, like I was talking about earlier with the soft hands. See how soft the hands are? The fingers are together. It doesn't look like the big claw. If Dad had brought his hand lower, like on the shoulder here, then that would have kind of turned into a big paw print. You know, it would look really big and nasty and hairy. Here on the shoulder, it looks a lot better, a lot softer. So, guys, I think I've given you enough poses to kind of go by to kind of get an idea on shapes. Oh, another thing, real quick. See this shadow right here? Next time, I probably would have eliminated that by creating a hair light. See, I have two main lights, a left, right, and a right light shining in. That creates a shadow right here. If you have a hair light, which is the third light shining down, you can eliminate that. But a lot of times I'm shooting on location. I don't bring everything with me. But anyway, I'm running out of time here, guys. My next video, I'm going to show some poses on kids. And so stay tuned and be sure to subscribe. Okay? Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you later.